Hi. Welcome to the Pinfall podcast. I'm your host, Liz, and I'm joined by my other host, Mark. Today we're talking about Smackdown. Really wanted to say Raw. There.
But first, I want to say thank you to Mike for agreeing with that tweet that I sent. Came from the heart. I'm glad you agree. What was that?
What tweet did you make?
I just made a tweet this morning.
Okay.
Had nothing to do with the show or anything.
Okay. Okay. Just pulled something off the floor. Just realized I have not opened the door nearly enough for the cat. Give me 1 second to deal with that.
Also, it is our anniversary today. 4 years, so we're enjoying some nice a cocktail I whipped up I think it's called Sweet Poison. It has light rum, blue curacao, coconut rum, and pineapple juice. Listerine. Yeah, this is Listerine. Or a Baja Blast.
Sweet Poison. The icon of many intervention episodes.
Yes.
Never forget the first time I watched the lady chug Listerine on one of those episodes.
Oh, God.
And too fresh. Yeah, Mark and I have 4 years now.
Yeah. It's delicious.
Closely rivaled by prior to breaking up, the New Day. So we just have to outlast them.
Yeah.
What was it? 6 years, 10 years?
6 years.
Okay, thank God.
So to sum up the show, very boring for a season premiere. Very boring.
And the worst part too is that the New Day stuff, heart-wrenching. Absolutely heart-wrenching. If it were part of like NXT or something, I'd have been like, this is the most amazing episode I've ever fucking watched. But no, it was part of SmackDown, so I was like...
Daniel Bryan coming back? Awesome. Him and Seth Rollins, I cannot wait for that.
2 made Geminis in 1 fucking ring, baby! Nightmare level. My last 2 brain cells. I mean, I am constantly just Seth Rollins screaming, "It's not dumb!"
You gotta say it with like a higher pitched voice, like, "It's not dumb!"
Gotta sound like the Keebler Elf.
Or the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Aww. We can also talk about Seth's outfit too today. I think we've got time to talk about that since I only took 3 pages of notes.
Let's talk about that after the news. And yes, Mike, you cannot have a season premiere if you never have a finale. There are no seasons of wrestling. It's all just one unending season that will never, ever end.
Yeah, actually, welcome to the Pinfall Podcast season 2 premiere. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll go by the fucking WWE standards here. Season 2, baby, we made it.
Cheers to new seasons.
But cheers to a new year, baby.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Chrysler.
Merry Crisis.
Okay.
Mike said 1 season that never ends sounds like Mark watching a Mets season. Yeah. Except that's a season that ends too soon.
Yeah, Mark sometimes has the audacity to make fun of the Yankees to my face, and then I just have to sit there and I'm like...
Oh no, I can make fun of the Yankees to your face because you actually have hope. Meanwhile...
Dude, fucking, I don't mean to turn this into a baseball podcast, but now that you got me on a rant, Brian Cashman was like, we're going to continue to try. And I was like, well, I think every team is trying. That's not the problem. If we weren't trying, we'd be the Red Sox.
Mike literally said, as you were saying that, Yankees are trying.
The fucking, because I follow somebody who, like, a reporter who talks about the Yankees. And he reported that, and I was like, I would hope that we're going to continue to try. The problem is not trying. The problem is doing. We need to do. We need to win. If we don't win next year, I'm going to have a goddamn aneurysm. I'm still going to root for them. I'm still going to say that they're going to win the World Series, but I'm going to have an aneurysm.
So news?
I'm working on it. There's plumping lip gloss in my mouth, which it's one thing to get lip gloss in your mouth. Sometimes it tastes like cocoa butter or something. You're like, yum. This, on the other hand, tastes like if you just took like baking soda and sprinkled it on your tongue and just let it sit there for a while with like an Alka-Seltzer on top.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like afraid to swallow. I feel like my tongue is getting plumped.
Also, Hell in a Cell is you were right, it's a week from this coming Sunday.
I know it is.
25th.
I know. Do you remember what our first podcast was concerning?
Our first podcast? Ugh.
Yeah. Was it Raw, SmackDown, NXT? It's probably SmackDown, knowing us.
I think it was Raw.
Oh, did we maybe start on a Monday?
I think
Sorry,
we
news
started,
is really close. I'm from some time here.
I think we started at the very beginning, but let me go back and check real quick. Let me see. Now you got me curious. You got me doing it. Oh, our last episode is 13 views. Thank you, everybody, for checking in. Oh, wow. I forgot all about the old layout of the stream. It was SmackDown. June 5th.
What was it? June 5th.
Yeah.
Feels like it's been 5 years since we started this shit.
Yeah. Wow. I forgot how bad the old layout was when we were using fucking Google Hangouts. That was bad.
I don't recall. I remember. I couldn't see your face ever.
Yeah.
Oh. Sad.
Now here we are.
Yes, and we're about to do the news. Real quick, you did. Okay. So let's start with first things first. You mentioned when the whole Twitch bullshit was happening. You were like, what's going to happen with Swerve's podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, it's very difficult to rebrand that whole fucking thing. Well, he doesn't have to anymore, because the podcast is now part of the WWE network. The massive shark that's just trolling the waters for vacant swimmers.
I thought I saw WWE really promoting that podcast recently. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. He has now been absorbed by them. I guess that's good for him.
Good that he doesn't have to give it up or rebrand it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he just has to give up like all the financial stuff that he got from it ever.
True. Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you saw this because you talk about the bump every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Mansoor?
Yeah, they had a mystery guest every week that has been doing like replicating promos from famous wrestlers. He did one with John Cena. He did a Miz one. I think he did Stone Cold. Just like doing imitations of these promos. He's been really good. And he said like a voice changer. He's been wearing like a lucha mask, a wig, a whole thing to kind of disguise who he was. And all of the hosts were trying to guess who it was. They guessed like Elias, that one actor they care, Joel McHale, Drew Gulak. And then I think this past Wednesday, they finally revealed who it was, and it was Mansoor. I was watching it.
You have to start saying his name right.
Mansoor.
Sounds bad when you Americanize it. Mansoor? Yeah, it's Mansoor. Yeah. When you say Mansoor, it just sounds so bad. Oh my god.
Yeah, I watched the reveal live, and I was like, it's probably like someone coming back. Like, it'd be cool if it was Elias, or if it was like Dolph Ziggler, or somebody. Even though Dolph Ziggler's not like back, he's just been around. No, it was.
Your definition of cool is very off base.
But relative to Mansoor, the person who is thrown into every Saudi Arabia pay-per-view because he's the crowd favorite and wins every match in Saudi Arabia because he's the crowd favorite.
Maybe they're gonna bring him back. Well, he was in one of those promos when Retribution was still like a mystery. He was in those promos. Yeah. Because there was a time where Drew was like addressing like the 6 guys that were in the locker room. And he's like, we got to do something about this. And there were a couple of faces that we didn't notice, or not notice, but a couple of faces that we didn't see very often. Like Titus was there, I think.
Yeah.
And Mansoor was also there. And when I was like, how do I know this person?
Yeah. No, he like disappears for so long and then just comes back for like certain events or just very short periods of time.
Well, I'm going to say the thing that I'm probably not supposed to say, and I'll take it. We recently watched the most recent Super Showdown.
God.
And he was in the ring at the same time as Mustafa Ali. He and Mustafa were fighting together to defeat somebody. I don't remember who.
It was a 50-man battle royale.
Very stressful. Mustafa Ali and Mansoor. Mansoor has slightly shorter hair, but they've got like the same exact fucking body.
They do.
And I wonder if that kind of like makes it so the WWE is like, I don't know if we should bring him back right now because Mustafa's so big, and like, what if people get confused? Which you'd have to be silly to get confused considering how many times they say somebody's name when they're in a match, but still.
I feel like Mansoor is at a level below NXT right now. Because at least NXT is getting spotlight. At least NXT is given storylines and wrestling, and they make appearances sometimes outside of NXT. Mansoor doesn't exist in WWE's eyes. They just don't. He doesn't.
I think that he would be good going down to NXT at least. I feel like that'd be great for him. I don't think he needs to be in the main roster.
Yeah.
If he is coming back, but
I'm sure he is in some capacity.
So let's see here. I've got. Oh God, am I actually gonna? Oh fuck. Okay, so according to less than convincing quote by Paul Heyman, Ronda Rousey may have extended her contract, and by that I mean Paul Heyman was interviewed and he said something along the lines of like, everyone always thinks that she left. Who's to say that she didn't extend her contract or something? And now WrestleTalk is reporting on that as Ronda may have extended her contract. And they said, or Paul Heyman may have just been talking out of his ass.
Yeah. But I think Ronda Rousey would be very useful for one of the rosters right now, just because of how bare the women's rosters are.
Right. I mean, I don't think that there's. I think that there's room for somebody to be doing a like UFC or MMA or whatever the fuck she does. I don't really know. I don't care. I don't like Ronda Rousey.
UFC
and I'll
is
take
MMA.
that quote to the bank. Sure. Is?
Yeah. MMA is a style of fighting. UFC is the company. UFC is the WWE of MMA.
Anyways. But Ronda, I feel like there's room for her to still be doing that shit and also wrestling in WWE. Because there's so many like UFC guys that are like, hopefully Drew McIntyre. And Drew's like, that's not how that works, but okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't want her...
I guess it wouldn't hurt to have her back, but
I wouldn't want her back until Charlotte comes back at the very least. I feel like she's really the only one at Ronda Rousey's level right now. Because Becky's out indefinitely. I just miss Charlotte.
Indefinitely. God damn it, Seth Rollins. God damn it. Anyways. Oni Lorcan. I don't know if he's supposed to retweet. Oni Lorcan's pissed at the WWE Twitter folks.
Oh, I think I did see that.
Somebody called. I I don't know what to call this move. Apparently it is not a spine buster, but WWE posted a video of his whatever move he did to Roddy and Bobby last Wednesday, and wrote perfect spine buster and even more perfect celebration. Never change, Oni. And Oni responded in all caps, as you do. This morning, I knocked on WWE's social media guy's window, and when he opened up, I knocked his phone out of his hand and punched him in the Adam's apple, then shut the window on his head multiple times, and then I pet his dog and left.
Why'd he pet the dog?
This is only news because Wrestle Talk said it was news.
I mean, every time Oni Lorcan tweets, it's news.
It really should be, especially, it's even more newsworthy when he tweets and then doesn't delete it.
Yeah.
That's news. Will I forever screenshot every single one of his goddamn tweets in case he deletes them? Yes. Because I've never related to a tweet more than when he said that he was getting fucked up on strawberry daiquiris. Me. That's Elizabeth.
I don't ever want to see Oni Lorcan on the main roster just because they'll throw him on the mic. Oni Lorcan should not be on a mic.
I want Oni Lorcan to hold a mic and just grimace into it.
Yeah.
Alright, so there's actually a couple things that are... No, actually. None of the news today, by the way, is, like, valuable. I just want that to be put out there. News has been really slow because no one's got coronavirus, so everything's kind of leveled out. I'm still going to make news. Sam Roberts, my... Oh, sorry. You said there's no big news.
Mike just reminded me, there is big news. Raw Underground is canceled.
Oh shit, that's not even part of my news. Poor Shane.
Yeah,
Poor fucking Shane.
The whole reason they canceled it for the moment is that they want to keep the NXT roster as far away from the main roster as possible because of possible COVID. Shane's sweaty fever dream, absolutely.
We went from teased fucking whatever to weird strippers in a corner to Swerve betting all of his fucking money to Dabba-Kato coming out from the shadows to canceled. That is the epitome of the Shane McMahon timeline.
Well, you're forgetting...
There's no more Shaneliest timeline in the entire world.
You're forgetting two beats. There was Hurt Business attempting to take over Raw Underground, and there was the women of Raw Underground also trying to take it over, which was Shayna, Jessamine Duke, and Roddy's wife. I forget her name.
Marina Shafir. How could you? Very important note. Do you realize that this means less Marina Shafir in my life? So I don't really know where I'm going to get my role models, my icons from, but it's fine. I'm just going to stay angry and wear maxi skirts.
You could be on NXT.
Yeah.
That
went so well last time she was on NXT during that Battle Royale where she got thrown out within 5 fucking seconds prior to at least 3 of the single lady names that got thrown out.
Mike said...
Like, Alexa and Kaylee.
Mike said Dio Madden getting killed by Lashley to the point where he had to join Retribution. Yeah. And Raw Underground was literally just a way to give unused wrestlers some screen time. Like Eric, Dolph Ziggler, Braun.
I get a feeling that it will come back at some point, just because Dabba-Kato. One way or another, I know we'll see Shane again. I just think it's hilarious that I brushed up on my Shane McMahon history as of recently, and I was reminded of the fact that he quit because he felt that his ideas were undervalued in the WWE arena. And
turns out they are.
Shane, you're not wrong. Sorry, bud.
All right, we are 30 minutes into the podcast. If you want to give one, do you want to just give like?
Nope.
Okay, it's gonna be a long one, folks.
Oh, it's again, as I said, the the number of notes I have today. I looked at all of my, like, after the end of this week. There's 103 pages of notes for Raw. There's about 85, 88 pages of notes for NXT. There's 75 for SmackDown. I took 3 pages of notes today, and that's it. It's usually 5 or 6. So, we've got room. Don't worry. And these are also quick. 1, Sam Roberts, who I weirdly love and weirdly hate. I didn't realize that I love him until I watched the Undisputed Era, because he used to be on SiriusXM with his show Not Some Wrestling, or Not Sam Wrestling, I guess. I just think of it as Flotsam and Jetsam. But Not Sam Wrestling was a SiriusXM show, and Sam Roberts is also the tiny little fucking schmuck that plays the heel commentator way too hard during TakeOver pre-shows.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's super cool during his, like, podcast. That was, like, I watched that and it was interesting just to, like, learn about these wrestlers. And then you watch him on the fucking TV and I was like, that's not the same man. But he apparently now has a show at the WWE Network. Because the WWE is just beefing up their fucking payroll at this point. And then Brock Lesnar might not be returning? Question mark. Yeah. Apparently Brock has reiterated the fact that he will not participate in WWE unless there is a reasonable interest from fans, which sounds appropriate, but also at the same time, basically, if it's not a main event match, he's not coming back.
And in front of
which
crowds.
It's hard to make it a main event. Yeah. And WWE said they are not going back to touring for a very long time. So there's a good chance that we're not seeing him for a long ass time, which I'm not bothered by. But he basically, it sounded very greedy the way he put it, I guess.
Yeah.
That said, there's one last piece of news, and that is that apparently, as if the world wasn't already falling apart, Trump is probably coming back to WWE TV.
Can we, like, boycott that episode?
Oh, we will. We will. We'll find something else to talk about.
Okay.
Ideally, it'll happen during the Mike Romies. We can just we'll use the Mike Romies for that episode if it's within this year.
Or we'll just do an AEW or NXT UK podcast.
I would gladly watch AEW instead of Trump. I'll give them that. Chris Jericho might not appreciate that statement, but I don't appreciate Chris Jericho. So fair is fair. And I might get to see Jon Moxley. Wow.
In the same way that you view Chris Jericho as the embodiment of AEW, I for some reason view Cody. And so I'm like, okay, Cody's not bad, so AEW is not that bad.
I assume that they just, like, snuggle every night, because that's how it sounds half the time. It's him and that Tony dude.
Tony? Tony Khan?
Yeah, Tony Khan. I assume that they're all just, like, cuddling up at the end of the day.
The one thing right now that bothers me about AEW, while you're putting up that sign, I don't want to make this too long, so I'll just do it while you're putting up the sign. They have their crowds, like the same kind of crowd that NXT has, but nobody wears masks. Not a single person.
Oh, you mean the crowds for Chris Jericho, lead singer of Fozzy, lead singer of that COVID outbreak that murdered, like, half of the fucking Midwest? Chris Jericho doesn't have masks for his crowd. His crowd doesn't have masks on.
I wouldn't call it his crowd, because he doesn't own AEW.
Chris Jericho, who thinks that he owns AEW's crowd, doesn't have masks on? Shocker. Interesting how that works out. Weird. Fucking hate Chris Jericho, dude. Fucking hate him. Corey Graves, handicap match against me. That's it.
Do you get a gun? Do you get a gun?
No, I've got Pete's.
Okay. Well then
handicap.
There's just a tag team then.
No, the handicap's for Pete's. She can't have a gun, so she feels like she's already at a disadvantage.
Okay.
So me and Pete's versus Chris Jericho and Corey Graves. I think I'd win.
Okay.
We'll have it at the PCW.
Okay. Matches and promos.
You don't like me talking.
So, this is on me. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
So we started off with the season premiere introduction of
Triple H.
Triple H's Fun Time, which is Smackdown. We started off with Triple H and Stephanie in the ring, talking about the season premiere, and you got all the wrestlers at the top of the ramp, just standing there posing. Aleister Black looks like he wants to kill himself. Seth Rollins isn't wearing a shirt. He's just got a jacket on, but no shirt underneath. Daniel Bryan's there, looking amazing. Trimmed his beard. All the New Day's there. Everybody's there. Everybody from SmackDown's there. Even like some going to Raw. Nothing more emasculating than having the wrestlers line up like good little boys. yeah. Triple H kind of introduces what's gonna be happening tonight. He says that there's gonna be like he mentions Kevin Owens and Aleister, but I think he just says that as they're here. And yeah, he kind of gives us a gist of what's going on tonight. And then out of nowhere, I think everybody's starting to get to the ring. God, what happened? Somebody attacked someone else. I'm trying to remember who attacked who. Dolph and Robert attacked the New Day. Dolph and Robert Roode. What?
Street Profits.
Street Profits, that's right. They attack the Street Profits, and then a massive brawl just breaks out, minus Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan and the New Day. The New Day weren't there either.
Right. They were crying in the back.
Yeah. So a giant brawl breaks out for some reason. Murphy is for some reason just beating up random people.
Kalisto.
Yeah, he's beating up Kalisto for some reason.
He's mad at all luchadors now.
Oh god. Or he doesn't know the difference between all of them. He thinks they're all Rey Mysterio.
I told you, buddy, he's just a racist now.
Just now.
Yeah, just now. Just happened. Dawned on him. He's like, oh man. And now I'm not gonna say anything that clipped and look horrible for me in the future. I just want to I want to take it back just 5 seconds to talk about Seth Rollins' outfit. I got real big problems with it. It's a matching suit, jacket, and pants that matches. But on him. No shirt though. Which sort of just makes me assume that there's no underwear either for whatever reason. My brain's just like, oh, he's totally naked under there. Because he also doesn't have socks on.
I really hope that Becky didn't let him leave the house like that, so he just waited until her back was turned and then just sprinted out of the house.
He got to the arena and started just unbuckling or buttoning shit. He's like, fuck! She's watching the TV. She's like,
she's like, Daniel Bryan is looking very nice for Brie today, so can you please wear a nice suit for me today?
Yeah, honey, sure. It's just your eyes connect the dots, you know how there's that visual blurring thing. So I see the no shirt and I see the no socks, and my eyes just well, no underwear, I'm sure. And that's where I went into this whole fucking evening.
Probably. But then we went into our first match of the night between Jeff Hardy and Lars Sullivan for some reason.
Usually, Raw, he would come out in a full suit, shirt, all the jazz. Why did he come to SmackDown? He just said, nah, fuck it. Anyways, yeah, fucking weird raver kid and the freaky little online predator.
I said this while we were watching it. The way Jeff Hardy looked today in his all green, his like green lightning shirt, his green painted face that I think had like a zipper painted onto it. He looked like Skrillex, not the person, the music. He looked like what Skrillex music sounds like.
If I were making my main roster return and somebody fucking tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, bud, you're fighting that schmuck tonight," and it was Jeff Hardy looking the way Jeff Hardy did, I'd be like, I suddenly have pulled my hamstring. I am not performing tonight. See ya. I'd just be out of there. I'd be done. However, Hardy immediately kicks Lars in the face, knocking him back for a moment. Lars then clotheslines Jeff Hardy because you can't keep the fucking dude down. Starts clubbing Hardy in a cross-face little fashion. Lars then throws Jeff into a buckle. He plants Jeff into the canvas and goes off the top rope. He misses Jeffrey. He gets back up relatively quickly. Just kind of bounces back to his feet, more or less. Then Jeff pulls off a jawbreaker onto Lars, but it looks like it hurts Jeff Hardy's head a little bit more than it hurts Lars. I don't know if maybe like somebody messed that up a little bit and like Lars's actual jaw went into his head, but it looked like he was like, oh, fuck, my noggin. Then there's an inverted atomic drop to Lars, who then clubs Jeff Hardy's spine. Jeff pulls off the Whisper in the Wind to Lars, but Lars kicks out before the referee can even get the 1 count out. Like, he basically took Drew McIntyre's thing and then said, I'll do it better. While also being a creepy freak. Hardy then goes for the Twist of Fate, but Lars completely blocks, shoving Matt Hardy out of the ring. That's not his name.
You said Matt Hardy, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yep. Just wishful thinking. Shoving Jeff Hardy out of the ring. Hardy then runs at Lars, who catches the little fucking weirdo, slams him, spine first into the apron. There's a Twist of Fate to Lars, and Lars is stunned, but is up much quicker than Hardy expects. He grabs Hardy off the top rope. There's a freak accident to Jeffrey, and Lars wins. And I think it's just fucking hilarious that the WWE was like, hey, you know what would be a great send-off for Jeff Hardy, veteran wrestler who's overcome everything to come back to us? Having him lose on his last night on Smackdown. That'd be fucking hilarious. I think that's funny.
God.
Also, I think it's interesting to note that Seth Rollins there, Matt Riddle, not.
You're just acknowledging this now? I was thinking this on Monday. I was like, this is exactly what Seth wanted.
Well, no, I just thought it was interesting that after all that news came out about Matt Riddle and Seth's whole relationship, that there are people who are departing to Raw this coming Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And basically all of those people were still at SmackDown.
Oh, right. I got you.
And that wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm just like...
Well... I was going to say even Lucha House Party wasn't there, but Kalisto was there.
Yeah.
There were... Minus Sasha and Bailey, there were no women today. At all. Not even at the introduction. None.
Don't you just feel... Well, and you're represented. Don't I just feel represented and respected?
Okay, it's Stephanie.
Honor Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We're not showing any women. Maybe they were just meant to be in Saudi Arabia today, based on the old pre-COVID schedule.
Yeah. So after that, I guess you can call that a match. We had the New Day talking in the ring. God, this was hard. 6 years. They were kind of reminiscing in the ring, talking about the times that they've been through. Oh, that was loud. That was loud. Xavier starts to cry. Kofi starts to cry. Don't know if Biggie started to cry.
He gets crying out Friday.
Liz started to cry.
Did not actually have makeup on. Also in a very emotional state at this time in my life. If I started crying, I would not stop crying in time for this podcast. Bitch.
Okay. Yeah, so they get that whole time to themselves. I'm glad they had that whole time. They weren't interrupted by Cesaro and Shinsuke or Sheamus. They had that whole time to honor their legacy over the course of the 6 years. And then we move on after that, after commercial break, to an interview with Cesaro and Shinsuke and Sheamus backstage, where they're just talking shit. That's all they're doing. They're basically saying how this is like their last show, so we're gonna make it a painful one. Just stuff like that. And then we move on to the fight between the New Day against Sheamus, Cesaro, and Shinsuke.
Interesting that you would not note that Sheamus called the New Day hip swiveling Muppets.
I did not remember that.
Yes. That is the only note I took for that promo. And it's the only note that mattered from that promo.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we have the New Day versus Shinsuke and the Bar. I will not take that back because it's the only thing I've ever wanted.
The Bar plus Shinsuke.
Shinsuke at the Bar. Hey, you swirl that drink. Anyways, we have Shinsuke and Xavier in first. Xavier's just getting clubbed in the corner. He jumps over Shinsuke and then does the neatest little fucking, like, the cleanest goddamn arm drag I've seen in a hot moment. Then Xavier tags Kofi in. Xavier then, he tags Kofi in, he kicks Shinsuke in the midsection, and then Kofi comes in and stomps on Shinsuke's chest. There's a knee to Kofi's chest, and then a kick to bring him down to the canvas. Cesaro gets in, and then both men launch Kofi to the canvas, like a kind of like a team arm drag, it almost looked like. It wasn't that, because there was no drag, but we're going to call it that for now. Then there was a European uppercut to Kofi. Kofi goes off the middle rope and does like this twisting little stomp down to Cesaro. Big E gets in and helps Kofi jump down onto Cesaro's chest again. Then Big E and Xavier are in against Cesaro. Xavier lifts Big E with his shoulders in my favorite move that I'll never see again. Xavier lifts Big E with his shoulders so that Big E can go down onto Cesaro. Xavier begins chopping at Cesaro, who just fucking uppercuts him after totally no-selling the chops, mind you. Just stands there and like stares at him, which I was like, I know you guys are friends, so this doesn't mean anything to me.
Also, real quick, WWE on Fox tweeted, "Is Cesaro the New Day's greatest nemesis?" Cesaro replied saying, "The draft is."
Okay.
Oh.
Bitch. Anyways. Sheamus gets in, they send Xavier flat down to the canvas. We get a little kickback to them screaming, "You are the Bar." And I have lost my shit for 5 minutes. It's fine. I missed them. Sheamus then picks Xavier up and Xavier frees himself. There's a rolling elbow to Sheamus and then a running sliding knee. Big E gets in and he powerbombs Xavier into Sheamus. Kofi gets in. There's a frog splash off the top rope. Kofi defies gravity once again. It's not the only time tonight that that'll happen. If you think I'm slurring my speech now, it is not because I am drunk. It is because my lips are numb. So, Kofi then kicks Sheamus in the head. Shinsuke takes Kofi out of the ring by his little leggies. Cesaro gets in, immediately tags Shinsuke in. Shinsuke knees Kofi. Cesaro suplexes him. We get back in the ring. Sheamus is in, and this is kind of where hell breaks loose a little bit. Because Sheamus gets in, he punches Kofi once, he tags Cesaro, and both men start kicking Kofi. Then Cesaro just kind of shit talks Kofi until Kofi comes up punching. Cesaro sees kind of like a little opening to suplex Kofi, and then just a massive fucking leg drop onto the poor guy. Sheamus gets in, there's a boot to the midsection of Kofi. Jesus Christ, there's so much to this fucking match. Kofi is in an abdominal stretch held by Sheamus, and Shinsuke kicks him in the chest before stomping the absolute piss out of him. Cesaro gets in, Kofi kicks Cesaro, and then hits Sheamus, hits Shinsuke. Cesaro puts Kofi up onto the top buckle, and then in a very stressful move, he tags Sheamus in, who pulls Kofi off the top buckle, sending him down to the floor outside of the ring. It made me very stressed out. I figured Kofi was a dead man at that point. Kofi grabs Sheamus's arms. Once he's back in the ring, mind you. He grabs Sheamus's arms and wraps his leg around one. Got like his freaking biceps around the other. And he sends Sheamus down to the ground. Then there's an SOS, which looks like a DDT, just with a funnier name. Here's Sheamus from Kofi. Then it's Biggie versus Cesaro. Biggie suplexes Cesaro. Then there's a belly-to-belly suplex. He removes Sheamus from the apron. He removes Shinsuke from the apron. There's a belly splash to Cesaro. Big E looks for the big ending, but then there's a gut-wrench suplex from Cesaro to Big E and a European uppercut. Big E manages to tag in Xavier, and they pull off a Uranagi into a backstabber to Cesaro. Cesaro sends Xavier out of the ring to the apron. Shinsuke comes in and pulls Xavier off the ropes and slams him headfirst into the canvas. Xavier trips Shinsuke into the ropes, slides over Shinsuke's head, and is immediately clotheslined by Cesaro. Kofi flies from the ring onto Cesaro and Shinsuke. Sheamus attacks Big E and tries to attack Kofi, but Kofi kicks him in the head. Kofi flies back in, and Shinsuke gets his little leggies up. Then Cesaro does the swing, and Shinsuke manages the Kinshasa on Kofi. Sheamus gets in, attacks Kofi. Kofi headbutts him, dodges him, sending him straight into the post. Big E comes in. I don't even remember what Big E did at this point. It was 5 seconds. Then Xavier's in. There's a missile dropkick from Xavier to Sheamus. Sheamus begins screaming at Kofi. Xavier gets tagged in. Big E is tagged in. Big E holds Sheamus, and Xavier goes off the top rope, landing on Sheamus to win. Then Xavier's sobbing, and I said, oh, fucking God bless. This is the longest match I've ever had to fucking watch, and I'm glad. It's not a bad match. It was just a lot.
Yeah. It was...
That is also 90% of my notes, by the way.
This is probably the saddest match we've ever had to watch. Hopefully they'll be back together. I can't imagine that they'll be separated forever. Especially considering that Kofi also had a singles run while part of the tag team.
I just think it's funny. It's like, I mean, the New Day still technically exists. I doubt that they're going to make Kofi and Xavier rebrand entirely. I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
It's just, the whole reason that they did this too, aside from the fact that, like, they're like, oh, Big E's getting a title push, and it's like, okay, well, if by WrestleMania he doesn't have a fucking title, I'd be kind of annoyed. But the whole reason they're doing this is because there isn't that many three-people tag teams.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't have known what to do with them.
Yeah. Even though,
Sucks.
if they brought Big E onto Raw, they'd be able to have a feud with Hurt Business.
Yeah, but then they would go down the Apollo treatment, where it's like, the next 40 matches.
Well, after that, we had an interview with Otis, briefly, and then Sami Zayn steps in, kind of pulling the Corbin Miz route, and just like, I don't know if you deserve that, man. I don't know if you deserve that briefcase. Don't know if you're not really a champion. Unlike me, I have a belt. So, we're probably getting that feud. very soon. Yeah, and heel Sami. I don't know if they'll put him back with Cesaro and Shinsuke. I hope they do. I hope they give him somebody, because I feel like Sami is best in a group, not so much solo. Not to say he can't have a solo run, but I think his character best shines in a group. And then after that we had Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's in the ring and he's admiring the Thunderdome.
Birthday twin.
Yes, your birthday twin. He's just in awe at the Thunderdome. And even points out that his wife Brie and his kid are on one of the LED panels, right behind him. And yeah, he's basically just happy to be there. And then lo and behold, Seth Rollins comes in, still with his Monday Night Messiah intro. Yeah, he walks out and is just like, God, what did he even say? I was too distracted by him being shirtless under that jacket.
He basically was just trying to recruit Daniel Bryan because, like, they both want to save the planet.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, he was trying to recruit Daniel Bryan. And then Daniel Bryan was like, yes, you know what? I do like to save the planet, but you know what? It's weird. He literally pointed out that he's not wearing a shirt under his jacket. He pointed that out and then said what he's trying to do is dumb. And then he keeps repeating it over and over and over until Seth just punches him. Gets in his face and says, "It's not dumb." And then Ray and Dominic come out. And they kind of have a standoff with Daniel Bryan and Seth. Seth's like, Daniel, you want to help me out here? You want to help me out? Make this a little fair? Daniel Bryan says, nope. And just pops out of the ring, walks away. And that's the last we see of Daniel Bryan today. And then Murphy comes out, hops in the ring, kind of like stands in the middle of the group and is like, sides with Seth Rollins for a little bit. And then just starts pounding away at him. Until Seth runs away, and then it's just Murphy, Dominic, and Ray. Murphy extends a hand to Ray and Dominic, and for like a solid 30 seconds, Dom and Ray just like look at the hand. The whole time, Dominic's like, "No, you're trying to fuck my little sister, someone who is 12 years younger than you." Dominic just walks out. Ray also, shockingly, shakes his head no and walks out as well. So Murphy's all alone in his weird little romance with a 19-year-old. But yeah. Good on Dominic and Ray for walking away from that. Good older brother and father.
Can I have you riff for a couple seconds? I just have to run to the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, while Liz is in the bathroom, we're going to do a little power rankings update. I know, the most fun, the best part of the show. So, last time I gave an update on the power rankings. I went through the top 10. Now we're going to go through the bottom 10 again. I'm going to give a quick update on that. And this one changed a bit. So, starting off this is from best of the worst to worst of the worst. We've got number 10, Andrade. Number 9, MVP. 8, Roderick Strong. 7, Billy Kay. 6, Dolph Ziggler. 5, Natalya. 4, R-Truth. 3, Angel Garza. 2, Bobby Fish. And 1, King Corbin. King Corbin's very unfortunate because we both really enjoy King Corbin. He is an amazing wrestler. But he is just booked to shit. He is basically the heel that gives shit to the face, to all baby faces. I mean, they put Sheamus in that spot lately, and Corbin has been in that spot for months now. His current record is 4-20. Let's go through everyone's right here. 4-20. Bobby Fish is 3-10. Angel Garza is 17-21, which isn't so bad, but he has had 6 title match losses. R-Truth is 9-17. Natalya is 2-17, even though she says she's the winningest female wrestler. Not true, Natalya. Dolph Ziggler is 7-17. Billy Kay is 4-12. Roderick Strong is 6-12. MVP is 6-13, and Andrade is 14-20, which again wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the 7 title match losses, the 3 main event losses, and the 4 pay-per-view losses. So he's losing those weighted matches. Let's see. Drew McIntyre is still the highest ranking wrestler this year, sitting still at 110 points. The next highest is Bayley with 67 points. So there is a huge gap there. Let's see. Some more interesting stuff. Sami Zayn is in the top 10. Oh no, he's in the top 10. Despite only having 6 matches this year, he is 5-1, and every single match, every single win he's had has been a title match win, or has been winning a title or defending a title, and a pay-per-view win. His only loss was unweighted in any way. Let's see. So that is the the Mark Mifsud power rankings for October 16th, 2020. Now, riffing some more while Liz is still in the bathroom. Don't forget to check out my stream, twitch.tv/MarkCameron. We are making the WWE of Pokemon right now. It's going on right now. I plan on making a challenge for the World Championship title very soon. So don't miss that, twitch.tv/MarkCameron. And let's see. What else is going on? How are you all doing today? We never asked the chat how you guys are doing. You guys surviving the pandemic? I know it's been rough, and it's only gotten rougher. Wow, this is a really long bathroom break. Let's see. Oh, let me show you guys again, for those who didn't see it. Speaking of my stream. Alright. The UPF World Championship title. Speaking strictly out of kayfabe right now, my sister, who is the current title holder, asked me to hold on to the title, but it's still hers. But it is in my possession right now. And I never realized that title belts, I don't know if this is the same for WWE ones, but they rattle. They really rattle a lot. And it might just be this one, but like these buttons here, they really rattle. But yeah. Isn't she pretty? Isn't she pretty? We've got the... Yeah, okay, Liz is back, so I'll put this away. Alright. Welcome back, You're still muted.
How do you do?
Alright, so, oh yeah, we finished up with Daniel Bryan, so now we're up to you. Street Profits versus Dolph and Robert Roode.
I also just want to say, I was really worried that Ray was going to be like, yeah, okay, buddy. Thank God. Thank God. Anyways, yeah. I guess you could call this a match. I wouldn't have.
Yeah, this is bad.
Yeah, first of all, we don't even get glorious domination. We go to commercial just in time for when we come back. They're just in the ring. I said, why do you think I watch this fucking show?
Nothing else.
Just to see Dolph. I just want glorious domination. I waited months for that shit. Anyways, we start with a Dawkins and Ziggler I had to say matchup, and then my brain also said pairing, so I said patch up. A Dawkins Ziggler patch up. There's a suplex to Dawkins from Robert Roode. We started with Ziggler, but we still got a suplex from Roode. Then there's a facebuster to Dawkins from Robert. Robert and Ziggler then very quickly get DQs because Montez is in the corner and they're just attacking him without stopping. So there's a DQ. Dawkins is like, hey, that's not very nice. Starts punching Roode and Ziggler. Doesn't last very long because then there's a spine buster into the zigzag to Dawkins, and then Tez decides to abandon gravity, go up on the top rope, flies down onto both the men. And, like, I get it. Like, the whole point was like, oh, now it's setting up for a really wild, what do you call it? Rivalry. But also, like, I would have liked to have seen a match.
Yeah, not just 5 seconds and then a DQ that didn't even feel like a DQ when it happened.
Yeah, it was just like the two guys kicked him in the corner for like a little too long. That was it. Oh,
okay. But, you know. And then after that, we had a little signing. Well, or I guess you can call it a signing. I don't know. Sasha comes out to do our little contract signing with Bayley. Bayley comes out with the chair, of course. They sit down. Sasha immediately signs it. Bayley refuses to. Why did she refuse to sign it?
Well, there's really no explanation.
Okay.
Sasha kind of like dragged her for a couple minutes, and then Bayley was like, yeah, I don't think so.
And then Sasha said she will make her sign it.
One way or the other, she will sign it. I just have like one question. Question. You got Trippy Trips. You got Steph MC the Man. Both in your fucking arena tonight.
And Daniel Bryan.
And you're putting Adam fucking Pierce in charge of the fucking signing. You're not giving me Steph McMahon, who yelled at these two a couple months ago. Yelled at them and said, hey, you think you're so cute. You think you're so funny. Fuck you. You had that lady in the arena tonight, and you didn't have her in charge of this shit? All I have to see is Adam Pierce's like weird-ass fucking face just being like...
Stephanie was too busy boning Triple H backstage.
Dude, I wish. Me.
I mean, can you blame Bayley for not signing the contract when the last time somebody signed a contract, it lit up in flames in their face?
To be fair, though, this contract was already open.
I mean, but Bayley might have had to turn the page. And who knows what could have happened.
The world is an oyster. I just think it's funny when, like, her whole thing is escorting this chair out to the fucking ring, and then she sits down in a much nicer chair. It's like, ma'am, all right. Anyways.
So, and now we're at the main event.
Yeah. You remember when they were like, Goldberg's going to be at Smackdown tonight?
Well, Goldberg said himself he's going to be at the Thunderdome to watch. We didn't know he meant he is going to be on one of the screens at the Thunderdome while still in his home. But also Keith Lee was there. Mark Henry was there. All in a little group. Maybe Mark Henry's coming back. Probably not. What?
That was much of a chance as fucking Keith Lee. Yep, I meant Goldberg.
What brand is Keith Lee on? Is he Raw still or SmackDown?
I think he's Raw still. I don't think he was drafted to SmackDown.
Okay.
I'm positive that he was actually very specifically drafted to Raw.
Okay.
I believe he was actually involved. Yeah, kind of mad. Thought I was getting Goldberg. It's fine. I'll just cry later. No big deal.
Nobody likes Goldberg anyway. Oh, you like him. Alright. You just like him because he reminds you of Stone Cold. Alright. Start.
And it's all about for bald ass fucking pinheads with beards. I don't know why. I was like, oh, buddy. Except for Adam Pearce.
Do you want to start talking about the match?
Oh, yeah, I guess. Alright, my stomach hurts, my head hurts, I'm just not here. So Robone throws Strowbone out of the ring. Then there's a Superman punch to keep him out of the ring. We don't have to fucking talk about that though. Ro slides out and dropkicks Braun, landing on the apron, sending Braun. Lands on the apron after the dropkick, and then sends Braun back in once he gets back to his feet. Braun throws Roman into the corner, and then Roman punches Braun and kicks him. Roman then dodges Braun, sending him out of the ring over the apron. He slams Braun face first into the steel steps. He then also bonks little Braun's head into the announce desk. Braun decides, I've had enough of this, and attacks Ro. Ro then attempts the Superman punch, but is caught and sent over the announce desk because that's probably what the Superman punch should be met with nowadays. Then we get the Strowbone Express, sending Roman over the barricade. Strowbone launches Robone. I will be going by nicknames from now on because that is all I have written. Strowbone runs at Robone. Robone kicks him. Robone then goes for the Superman punch, and once again, Strowbone says no and catches him and plants him in the canvas because, oh my god, the Superman punch needs to stop. Not good. It's just not good. That is like me running at your face with my hand out as opposed to just standing right in front of you and just slapping the shit out of you. Like, if someone just goes like this to you, it's like, ow? What if someone just like hauls off and slaps you? It's like,
well,
ow.
If someone does this, they could break your nose.
What I'm saying is that, like, without like that wind up of like going through, just going like, it's like, this has nothing. This has something. I don't know. We all know the Superman punch sucks.
Oh yeah, it does. Worst move in wrestling.
Especially when like Roman could definitely choke me out with his like fucking biceps alone. Like, dude, come on. There's a choke slam to Robone, and then in the cover, my dude just says yeet to Braun's little swimmers and launches his forearm into Braun's crotch. Then we get a nice old spear. They only scream it once. It was not as exciting as I was hoping it would be. I usually like when Michael Cole screams it at least 3 times. This was only once. Ro then runs at Strowbone and is caught. It means very little because Roman frees himself. There's a guillotine submission hold and a body scissors on Strowbone. It is fucking amazing how I can look at these two men standing across from each other and I'm like, big men. And then there's at any point where Strowman has like Roman on Strowman and Roman. Already rhymed. I didn't even need to make a rhyming nickname. At any time where like he's like holding him up or like Roman's on his back or something, I'm just like, that's a tiny man. That's a little tiny man holding on to a much bigger man. Like, Braun is just so massive, he makes Roman look like an average-sized human being. It's very scary.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I was confronted by Braun at any point in my life, I'd just be like... Alright. Roman wins, by the way, because this guillotine hold knocks Strowman out. And then JB Baby comes out. Why, you might ask? I don't know. My sweet boy. Roman decides, hey, Braun's getting up. Give me one quick second. Spears him just one last time, just to, sort of like that, like, final slap to a bug with the bug swatter, where it's not moving. It's definitely dead, but you're just like, just in case.
Yeah.
It was a just in case spear. And then Ro has Paul hand him a chair. He hands that to Jay. After saying, Jay, get your ass down here. And he gives Jay basically the option of either smacking the shit out of Braun, who is totally mic'd up, and you can hear his every gasping breath, and it sounds horrible. Gives him the option of either hitting Braun or hitting him, because he turns his back. And Jay's like, no. You stupid bitch, I'm not gonna fucking do that. You face me when I slap you with a goddamn chair. Because Jay smacks the piss out of Roman, super kicks him, and then chair shot after chair shot to that bare fucking skin. My god.
He deserves it.
Oh. Those are the matches and promos.
Oh shit, yeah, that's it.
Remember when I told you that I wasn't worried about this going on too long because I took 3 pages of notes total?
Mm-hmm.
Hour and a half. Right now, I think.
Yeah.
If not a little less.
Hour 16.
Yep.
Yep. So bests of the night. If you're new to the show, we like to say what our bests of the night were. So that's promo, best wrestler / fighter, best match / fight of the night. And you know what? Prior to this, actually, I forgot it's our weekly thing now. Our biggest rise and fall. What?
Did you go over what was in the bathroom? I thought you were doing it then.
No.
It sounded like you were reading off your stats.
I was reading off power rankings, but not the rise and fall. The biggest rise and biggest fall among Mark's power rankings, for WWE. And funny enough, they're both now from Raw. So the biggest rise, well, we'll do biggest fall first. Biggest fall was Sheamus. Fell 32 spots, which isn't so much compared to some others, especially the biggest rise. And the biggest rise, after his match with Cedric on Monday, rose 96 spots. Primarily because we picked him for the fighter and fight of the night on Monday.
All right.
Yeah. And thank you for tuning into the highest fall, or the biggest falls. Yeah.
I'll make a sign. You'll know what to call it then.
It's just a scramble of words. It's just a word cloud. So best of the night, best promo. We started off with the introduction, which was pretty good. A little weird. Little unnatural. But you know. Then we had the New Day talking in the ring, being so goddamn emotional. Why did they do this to us? Why?
They said one more fun fucking ride with your boys, and I said no more.
Then we had an interview with Cesaro, Shinsuke, and Sheamus, which was, an average interview. Yes.
Real quick. Iced tea is ice cold fact of the day is if it costs you your piece, it's too expensive.
There you go. Wise words from Iced Tea. And then we had an interview with Otis, which it's introducing a new storyline with Sami, Zayn, and Otis. Kind of a weird segue. You would think that maybe Dolph would pick up where the Miz left off or something like that. I don't know. Um, it seems like that whole storyline ended because of Deus Ex Machina. And for those who don't know what Deus Ex Machina is, it's basically the hand of God. And then after that, we had Daniel Bryan in the ring. And this was fun. I am very much looking forward to a feud between Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan. Unless they have it be a team up. And either way, I will be very excited. Even the bits with Rey Mysterio and Murphy weren't bad because it had Dominic and Rey acting accordingly, like how they should as real people. Yeah, I really like that segment. And then we had the Sasha and Bailey signing, which was just weird. What? They didn't give any reasoning why Bailey won't sign the contract. Everybody knows that the match is going to happen whether she signs a contract or not. On camera. So yeah. So, my pick for the promo of the night is, and it's a little bit of a tough one between two, but I'm gonna go with Daniel Bryan's return.
Oh wow, it's interesting. You're wrong. It's actually the New Day.
That was what I was tying it with. But Daniel Bryan's return just had so much. I know the New Day was sad.
Yes. However, consider Daniel Bryan's return was awesome if Rey Mysterio and Dom and Buddy had not come out.
Yeah, I mean,
because we're just trading an old story in a slightly shinier package. A story that we have seen since
May.
Yeah, did Seth and Drew end in after Money in the Bank?
Yeah, it immediately went into Rey and Seth.
Right. So yeah, it's mid-October now. Somehow, by the way, just gonna end it all. I'm just eating itself at this point. It does not matter. This is why I wanted to start my Christmas shopping like 3 weeks ago, because suddenly it's almost November. Mm-hmm. Anyways, that's a different problem for a different day. I'm just projecting. But what I'm saying is we're doing the same story still, it seems, because Buddy's still mad at Seth. Rey and Dom are rightfully mad at Buddy. It's not the same story, but they've been mad at him for a while. It's just the same story, different context now. Daniel Bryan being added into the mix, yeah, it's cool. You know what would have been cooler? Seth just being like, oh, I don't give a fuck about the Mysterios anymore. You, sir, you've already been indoctrinated into one fucking cult. Let's try it again. Would have been cooler.
Yeah.
Especially the season premiere if we're going back to the same fucking storyline from the past season.
Right. Especially since they're both like, I consider them like pseudo legends. Yeah. Daniel Bryan has been like the GM at one point. Seth Rollins is Seth Rollins.
Are you willing to call them legends and like consider Stone Cold and like Undertaker and those people like super legends essentially? Mm-hmm. It's like Seth and Daniel. Those are pretty big names still. Mm-hmm. But again, I sit back on my final point, which is it's a new season. I want new stories. I wouldn't like. I don't know how to put this into terms that you would really grasp. Like, for example, you're watching The Boys. I'm just trying to think of like a TV show example. You're watching The Boys. If you just spent, what was this, like season 2 that just finished? Mm-hmm. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. If season 2 if we had just watched that final episode of season 2, and Huey was still stewing over the fact like his girlfriend passed away, you'd be kind of annoyed.
Yeah.
Because there's no growth. You see growth.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you.
What I meant by terms you can grasp, I was trying to think of a TV show that you would have shared with me.
Well, I'll concede and go with you on this because you are absolutely right.
My history teacher was right when he said I should become a lawyer. Actually, I think he told me I should become a politician.
I think he
I
basically
don't know if
said.
that's. I was gonna say I don't know if that's the best reflection of who I am as a person. Or now that I think about it.
I think it was more like, get out of my classroom. Class ended an hour ago. Please.
He signed a yearbook, and he said, I basically think that was more of a, you talk so fucking much and you don't shut up. Do something with that. And I said, no. And then I got a podcast.
Alright, so fight of the night. We started off, there are only 4 matches today. None of them were great. We started off with Jeff Hardy versus Lars Sullivan. I guess Jeff Hardy, I don't know, this match was dumb, this match was weird. Jeff Hardy was the only one coherent at all, and he's the only one who's not a predator that we know of. Yeah. Then we went into the New Day versus Sheamus, Cesaro, and Shinsuke. Probably the only match with any light at all today. I don't know who I'd pick for this fight. I wrote down Cesaro. Xavier was also looking great. Sheamus there just made me want the bar back. Shinsuke was good, but I don't think he was comparable to Xavier or Cesaro. Same with Kofi and Biggie. I don't think they really compared to Cesaro and Xavier. I think I'm gonna stick by Cesaro for this match. Not only was his fighting great, but his facial expressions kind of lit up his act. How he was just reacting when he was with Xavier or with Kofi. He was very dynamic when it came to his mood. And then we had Street Profits versus Dolph and Robert Roode. This match lasted 2 seconds. I'm not going to pick a fighter from this at all. I'm not going to. I did not, like, I looked down for 5 seconds to write down that this match started. And it ended. That was it.
Well, just to add to that point, my notes are that Dolph was in against Dawkins, and suddenly it's Robert Roode against Dawkins, and then suddenly it's Dolph attacking Montez. Dolph and Robert attacking Montez, actually. So that's how much, like, it was like, if you look down for 5 seconds to just, like, do something, it was over.
Also, Cesaro posted a picture of him and Sheamus together on Instagram, captioned, "I'm gonna miss you."
Fuck you.
And they're both doing, like, the bar hand gesture.
Is this the bar hand gesture? Because it may as well be.
No, you gotta close your other 2 fingers. Kind of. You gotta just stick it out. Stick
like
it
a
out.
hobo?
There you go. Yeah. Like, also, it's not a hobo. It's.
Oh no, this is the hobo.
No, it's not a hobo that does it. It's just a hitchhiker.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, hobos. Remember? Were you ever told that you had a hitchhiker's thumb?
Is that when it bends back?
Yeah. Oh, we both have the bendy backy thumbs.
Yeah.
We'd be great hitchhikers. Back when I was in Woodstock, New York, saw a lot of hitchhikers. Don't know why. It was constant. I was on the same corner too. Never picked them up. Kind of scared. I'm a lady.
Yep. But after that match, we had Braun versus Roman. Braun, yeah.
Robone versus Strowman, right?
Rostro versus Stroro. Braun never impresses me. I'm never happy with Braun in the ring. Except maybe when he was fighting Bobby Lashley, but I think I was more happy with Bobby than Braun. No, Roman was great in this fight. Wasn't amazing, but he did end it with a new move, apparently. I saw on Twitter, I think it was Wrestle Talk, said that he ended the match with a new move when he was clinging to Braun's back and was choking him out the whole time. That was pretty cool. But, you know, that was really it. So, my pick for Fight of the Night for October 16th, 2020 SmackDown is Cesaro.
Oh man, dude. You're really breaking me on this one, aren't you?
Let me guess, were you going to pick Xavier?
I storm between Xavier and Kofi.
What did Kofi do that impressed you?
Well, he got beaten up for 5 hours, and then he still managed to kick the shit out of Sheamus. And Cesaro, for that matter. I respected the amount of fight that Kofi had inside of him. But I'm still just impressed with Xavier. I keep expecting him to have like a bit of a down day because, you know, again, coming back from an injury, with any athlete, you expect them to like kind of have like a day or two where it's like, oh, I see the injury kind of shining through again.
With him,
Xavier looked so fucking smooth today.
With him going as hard as he's been going, I'm like just at the edge of my seat, just waiting for him to get injured again.
So I felt about like Dexter too. When Dexter was back, I was like, oh, something's gonna go wrong here. But no, I've been really enjoying watching Xavier, and maybe I keep choosing him because I've been enjoying watching him so much. But you know, Biggie didn't do that much today, and that's fair enough. It wasn't his farewell match, essentially, from SmackDown.
I mean, I wasn't super impressed by Kofi just because you can get hit a lot, but that doesn't give any like way in your performance because that's what you're supposed to do. It's what's written in. But I think I was as happy with Xavier as I was with Cesaro. Cesaro, I think, though, just had the added dynamics in his performance and his like expression. He made the match a whole lot more fun just by being himself.
I think if the ending weren't so messy, especially on their parts, because there was so many tags from their team, I would almost be able to see what you're talking about. But because I got like a full picture of Xavier, and it wasn't just like Xavier did a couple moves, tagged someone in, it helped me to think that Xavier deserved it the most. Cesaro is a really good actor. He's got really good facial expressions. He's got really good reactions to a lot of the stuff that happens, whether he's selling or not selling stuff. But I don't know, man. I really liked Xavier tonight. I'm sorry.
I know you're stubborn enough to not back down at all.
I will never back down.
I know. I'm always the one who concedes. So I'll do it again right now. What?
Oh, he is!
I'll concede again and go with Xavier.
Waiting to bring up this last one so I can just wave to you. Waving.
Alright, so fight of the night. We started off with Jeff Hardy versus Lars. It was an annoying match. Tiring. Not how you wanted to start the night.
Are we okay over there?
No. Then after that we had the New Day versus... What?
So you're just fading thinking about it.
Yeah. Because I know I'm going to have to concede to whatever the fight of the night is. So...
I think we'll be on the same page for this one.
We'll see. We have the New Day versus Sheamus, Cesaro, and Shinsuke. This was a good match. Yeah, everyone was kind of shining. You had Biggie and Xavier doing great. Kofi had moments. Cesaro looked fantastic. Sheamus bringing back some old The Bar vibes. And Shinsuke was looking great as well. Everybody was kind of pulling out the stops. And then the ending, top it all off, where the New Day is just realizing how big tonight is for them.
Xavier broke me on the inside. I will never get past it, and I probably won't ever get over it. That hurt.
But yeah, it was great. And then we had Street Profits versus Dolph and Robert Roode, which lasted 5 seconds, so I'm not going to give it more than 5 seconds. And then we had Braun versus Roman, which I don't like Braun in the ring. I'm going to start off with that, but I enjoyed this match. I enjoyed a lot of this match, despite Braun not being good, despite the the Superman punch being awful. Roman was great, and the ending, I think, is what made this a great match. When Jay came out, when we had that last interaction between them, and we will only get one more interaction between them before Hell in a Cell. Yeah, I enjoyed this match. Didn't enjoy Braun. Braun, I think, needs to come up with something new, or they need to write something better for Braun, because he is not being utilized well at all. We all...
I was gonna say, or quite simply, get rid of the fucking Strowman Express. They both have cringy ass fucking moves. This is the Strowman Express because we know he doesn't move that fast.
Mm-hmm.
And the Superman punch. If we nix both of those and make them just replace it with something else, golden, top tier.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because, like, when Braun runs around the entire ring to do the Strowman Express, it looks so dumb. It looks like a child just running around with a pair of scissors.
Or like a grandpa just running after a child that has a pair of scissors. Either or. The same amount of speed.
I was considering this match, though, just because of that ending and because of Roman. Roman is a goddamn marvel in the ring. His spear is very... It's... What's the word I'm looking for? It's infamous, I guess you can call it. I don't know. Iconic, that's it. And goddamn, does Roman know how to pace a match, because his matches are very well paced, well structured. The spears come out at the right time. He always kind of leads with the Superman punch because it's not a finisher for him. But despite all of Roman's amazing choreography and fighting, I'm gonna give the fight of the night to the New Day versus Cesaro, Shinsuke, and Sheamus. Because that match basically had everything. It had a great fight, which is a great fight from all participants, which is what Braun versus Roman was missing. Had a great ending, a great beginning. It had everything going for it.
I told you you wouldn't have to compromise on this one.
Or did I compromise? Maybe I was gonna pick Jeff Hardy versus Lars, and just knew.
You're about to pick him. I'd be driving you to the hospital right now. Something's wrong. Like how people with COVID like lose their sense of like smell and taste. You've lost your sense of taste just in a different way, apparently.
My sense of judgment.
Yeah, there you go. No, I love that. I love this match. First of all, it's the one match I think that I took the most notes on because the most shit happened, which is frustrating for me personally in the moment, but sometimes in retrospect, it's actually also very rare in retrospect where it doesn't frustrate me. But I like this match a lot. I understand why it wasn't a main event because it wasn't a title match.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this was awesome. It was worth every second that you put into it. We had the same, as you were saying, like with the bar vibes that we got. That was awesome. plus just the understanding that this was their last match before being completely split up because God hates Vince McMahon, hates tag teams. I think that there was a lot to be said for that, and I really enjoyed it. I really liked this match. I thought it was awesome. It was wrestling that SmackDown has been missing.
Mm-hmm.
And funny enough, it's wrestling where half the people involved in tonight's match are not on SmackDown anymore. It's just fucking hilarious.
And it's the end of an era.
Yep. And once again, WWE incessantly screwed itself out of just even mild success.
Yep. So, running it back, our promo of the night, The New Day says goodbye. Fighter of the night, Xavier Woods. And fight of the night, The New Day versus Cesaro and Shinsuke and Sheamus. So it's a New Day sweep tonight.
God bless.
And Mike, yes, Biggie got another one.
Yeah. Just in time for his heart to be ripped out and stomped upon by good old Vincey.
Unless he gets the Universal Championship or something.
I'm telling you, if Big E does not have a title come WrestleMania, I'll give it one day after WrestleMania. If he does not have a title within that following week, I guess, because he's on SmackDown, I'm gonna have problems. I'm gonna have problems with it.
You know what I could see, actually, and this could be really, really good and really funny, and something nobody would see coming, except myself. Hell in a Cell. Jay wins off of Roman. Jay beats Roman for the title. Roman's pissed. Big E challenges Jay. Beats Jay. Roman gets super pissed at Jay again because he couldn't even hold on to the title. And then come WrestleMania, The Rock comes in and tells him to calm down, and then a fight ensues. And then we have a fight between Roman and The Rock. It's not a title fight because The Rock wouldn't be in a title fight, given it would probably be just a one-off. Big E would have a title. It all makes sense.
I won't tell you you're ridiculous now. I'll wait until that article that I saw earlier today is confirmed, where they said they might not be able to book The Rock because The Rock's like, hey, coronavirus? Maybe not.
Don't ruin my dreams.
I'm not ruining your dreams yet. I'm waiting for Wrestle Talk to ruin your dreams.
Hey, Wrestle Talk, if you're watching for some reason, don't ruin my dreams.
I mean, listen, my dream is also to see The Rock in a wrestling match again. So we would both be losing a part of ourselves for this. So,
well, you want to close us out for tonight?
I do. Thank you for joining us. And thank you, Mike, for joining us again. We've missed you. I know that you've been around for a couple of the past podcasts, but we missed you prior to you not being around as often. And it's always nice to have familiar faces returning. Yeah, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for watching us. Thank you if you're watching in the future. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for sitting through the fact that I feel like my body is shutting down on me entirely. We will be back on Monday for the brand spanking new Seth Rollins list Monday Night Raw. Might suck. Not really sure what they're doing with the 3 hours there. Because there's a lot of articles talking about how they moved almost all the main storylines over to the SmackDown. That's fine. It'll be fine.
It's going to be 3 hours of Bray Wyatt.
I wouldn't mind a 3 hour flyer. Yep.
Flyer, fun, flouse.
But yeah, please tune in on Monday. We are reaching close to the end of the month. We are halfway through it. We will be having the promo show on the first podcast of the month, I believe. I believe that's what we changed it to. Saved my ass. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching it wherever you are watching it. I don't make good eye contact with the camera when I'm thanking people. I'm realizing this now. I've looked around my entire room so far. Woo!
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed, hit that follow button right below. You'll be notified whenever we go live. And follow us on Twitter at Pinfall Podcast. You will see whenever we go live, as well as our picks for Fighter and Fight of the Night, in case you missed an episode but still want to find out who wins. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and comment what your favorite match of the night was, or what your favorite match of the entire month was. Let us know. And follow our personal Twitters as well. I'm at the Mark Cameron. Liz is at Eliza Elaine23. And follow my personal Twitch as well. As I mentioned while I was going on my rant, we've got the WWE of Pokemon not really in the works. It's going on right now. So definitely check it out. I'm going to be making a huge challenge for the World Championship title, so you won't want to miss it. All right. Again, thanks for watching. We'll see you on Monday. And have a great night.
I am wearing pants.
I'm not.